serious tone. Because, as all of you know, tomorrow is the anniversary of the attacks on the Twin Towers. The day of the actual attack, I was still in high school, and I was actually I think I skipped my homeroom, or however it ended up. I was in the physics lab watching the news, because I was that kid who liked to watch the news in the morning, always loved politics, always loved watching the news. So I was in there just talking with the teacher. I had some work to catch up on, and and then it was like breaking news, and I saw that the first tower had been hit, and my mouth dropped. Even as a kid, sort of like teenagers tend to be dopey and irresponsible for the most part, and just want everything as a joke. But in that moment, it was like the world stopped, and I knew that what had happened was serious. At that point, at the point that I was watching, no one knew if this was a terror attack or not. Newscasters were speculating that perhaps a pilot lost control of the plane. There were reports of there was complete disbelief that this was a terror attack in New York on the Twin Towers. Like, nobody believed that initially. I was sitting there in complete disbelief that this humongous, this building, like I never seen a building fall down, not in person or not on television. I mean, outside of movies, but not in real life. So when I saw the first tower go down, complete disbelief and shock, and then I was sitting there and I watched the second plane go smash into the second tower, and tears just started streaming down my face. And I remember as a kid watching, a young adult at this point, because I'm fully able to process and to feel fully the weight of what is happening and what I'm watching. Tears just start pouring from my eyes, and the reporters started to put the camera on individuals who were jumping out of the tower to escape the heat of the fires. That shit was traumatic for me, and I'm sitting in New Jersey watching this on television. So I can't imagine what people still must feel who was actually there, or who lost loved ones, or who fought the fires, or who cleaned up the rubble, who cleaned up the bodies. I still get emotional about 9/11 because it was extremely impactful, traumatic. I knew at that point I wanted to pack my shit up and go fight. I didn't know who fight who, for what reason. I just was like, this can't be happening. Then I saw the plane go down in the fields in Pennsylvania, and I was like, our country is under fucking attack. After the second plane hit, I knew that shit had gotten real. But when the plane in PA hit, and we later learned, that was a fight, and those people was just like, the fuck, that's not happening today, bitch. Like, and they fought and they struggled, and that plane went down in that field. And I believe that plane was headed for DC or something, for Washington. I mean, the White House or something like that. But the shit is crazy. So with us being on the eve of 9/11, and here I am at the age of 34. So I graduated from high school in 2002. September 11th, 2001. So this has been some time. And to be on the eve of September 11th, going to the recruiter's office to prepare for MEPS to go and serve, for some reason, this means more to me now than it did then. I considered serving in the Army then, at that time. I remember speaking with a recruiter, and the recruiter, you know, at that time, they were like calling people back, like stalking people to come in. And I didn't go. I didn't have the family support. I didn't have the mental fortitude or anything to make that decision at the time, but I wanted to. And here I am about to do it and like make this shit happen and serve, and prayerfully serve honorably. So this means a lot to me. I actually wrote we had a tribute in our yearbook that year. The year I graduated, in 2002, we did a tribute to what had happened on September 11th. And I wrote the tribute. I ran through the school like telling people, because no one knew. We were in first period, I think, at that point. No one knew what was going on. I just happened to be in a class with a working television, where we could get outside TV, because that wasn't common. So the teachers didn't know, the students didn't know. I was literally running through the halls, like crying, telling people to turn on the news. Like, no one knew why I was hysterical. But I did a piece in our yearbook to sort of memorialize what had happened, and it still means so much to me. So I'm here, guys. I'm here. What is it? 2-hour parking. I shouldn't be here no longer than 2 hours. I actually have a few minutes to finish up what I was saying. So I'm at my recruiter's office. It's literally like right behind me. And I feel thankful. I feel grateful. I feel like this is the right thing for me to be doing at this point in time in my life. I feel like it's the honorable thing. If I wanted to make money, I will open up a business. I will go back to work and I'll open up a business. So to the individuals who, you're motivated by money or schooling, come on, camera. Whatever your motivation is, I completely respect that. I am not suggesting that if you're motivated by a stable income and a roof over your head, that something is wrong. I'm just sharing what my motivation is, where it comes from. I guess I'm a part of the generation that was young enough where we didn't have to bear the full burden of what had happened, but old enough to feel the weight and the seriousness of the moment. And I'll never forget that day, or how it affected my heart. And I'll never forget seeing those people jump out of the towers. Like, that was next level for me. So I can't even imagine being there in person and watching those individuals just try to escape heat. Anyway, I'm gonna cut this video. I just wanted to share why I'm doing this, what my backstory is, a part of my motivation, and I'm ready to make this shit happen. Going into my recruiter's office in 5, 4, 3, 2,